Preview.
There's a scripture that says it's better to give than to receive, right? And it also tells us that when we are giving, we should give good measure, pressing down, running over, all right? Sometimes there are persons who think that, hey, this amount is too small, I can't give from it. But there is this scenario in the Bible that tells us about the man of God, Elijah. Once he was on his journey, and he went to this woman, and he said, bake me a morsel of bread so that I can eat. It was the time of famine. And so the young lady was saying, you know, I just have a little morsel of cornmeal and a little cruse of oil, and I'm going to bake it for me and my son, and after we have eaten, we'll die. However, the man of God said to her, bake me one first. And she obeyed. And when she went in, and she baked him the bread, and she ate, you know what God did? God blesses her. And that little meal and that little cruse of oil did not stop multiplying until after the famine. So God sustained them with that little meal and that little oil until after the famine. You know, the Bible tells us that the poor we will always have with us. Sometimes people look down on people and they ridicule them, but the Bible tells us that the poor is always going to be with us, right? So those of us who have, we should not look down on the poor, but we should give. There's a scripture in St. Matthew that tells us too that persons came to Jesus and he was saying, I was in prison and you did not visit me. I was sick and you did not come to me. I was hungry and you did not feed me. And they were saying, Lord, we haven't seen you. Where did we see you? Right? Another set of persons came and he was saying, I was in prison and you visited me. I was hungry and you fed me. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. And they were saying, Lord, we did not see you. But he said, the least that you have done unto one of these, you have also done it unto me. Right? So let us continue to share. Let us continue to give. As the song said, the more you give, the more he gives to you. So keep on giving. God bless you.
Sorted by grade level. So the grade that you will be going to in September. If you can just look within that group for your name and just give us your address and your telephone number. It's extremely important, and I'll tell you why at the end. So just, there's a sheet that's going to go around. There's a pen. Andrea is going to take care of you. Just look for your name by grade level. Give us your address, and give us your phone number.
Introduce myself again. I'm Olivia, and I'm 16. I'm a high school student. I'm going on to my last year of high school. And just to introduce some more, I'm a person who loves filmmaking, so that's when you make movies or videos, or I'm interested in music videos too. So what I plan to do is to finish my high school years and then go off to college so that I can become more successful in that. So that's why education is so important, and you should all stay in school and learn. And I also wanted to come here today because it's very important to me to give, because my ancestors have been to this school. My mother has been to this school. Where's Kendra? My aunt has been to this school. My grandma, where's she? Oh, there you are. So it's important to give back, and that's why we came here today. So what we're going to do next is an icebreaker so we can get to know each other a little bit more. So I'm going to invite my friend Maya, and we're going to play a game. So.
Brian, and today we're just going to do a small icebreaker so that we all get to know each other. So what we're going to do is is this or that. So if you want this, then you raise your hand, and then we're going to explain why. Just pick on a few people to explain why, and then that same thing.
Prefer to fly, raise your hand.
Who would like to breathe underwater? If you want to breathe underwater,
Yeah, who would like to breathe underwater?
You want to breathe under? Okay. Yes. So you want to ask?
All right.
I can answer that. Okay. So, I mean, I would like to fly because I feel like it would be very nice to just feel the air and just flow through the air. Okay.
All right. All right, so the next question is, would you rather dolphins or sharks? So raise your hand for dolphins. Sharks. Nice, that's... All right, so anyone want to explain why they chose dolphins over sharks? All right. Yeah, just...
My name is Nikian. I attend Middlesex Hanover Primary School. Because they're cute and nice. Because they're cute and nice.
Because they're cute and oh, they're cute and nice. You want to continue the question? Let's do one more.
All right. All right, so the next would you rather? Would you rather be a superhero or a supervillain? So raise your hand for a superhero. All right.
So why sharks over dolphins? Sharks is the only real predator that man actually have in the water. So if you trespass, you may get eaten. Everything else, this is just food to a shark.
Question was, would you rather be a superhero or a supervillain? So raise your hand for a superhero.
Superhero or supervillain?
Okay, there you go. Here, just say your name.
My name is Jeff Parker. I want to be a supervillain. I want to be a supervillain because supervillain love to give us trouble and to do things that is bad. That's bad.
Wait, what did you say? Okay. What did you say?
Supervillains love to give trouble and do bad things.
Oh. They like to give trouble and do bad things.
Why they want to be a superhero? Okay. No?
I want to be a superhero because they help people.
All right, so the next would you rather is, would you like to be able to talk to animals or be invisible? So talk to animals, raise your hand. Talk to animals?
Does anyone want to?
Nobody wants to talk to animals? Oh my God. Nobody? Oh wow.
I want to talk to him.
All right, and then the next one, or be invisible. You want to come and explain? No? You want to come up and explain?
Okay.
And why?
My name is Oshane Campbell. The reason why I want to be invisible, because no one can see me.
What did you say again? No one can see you. Oh, because no one can see you? Oh, okay, yeah. You don't want anyone? For helping us out. Okay, so next we're going to go on to career discussions, which we'll be talking about who we brought with us, what they do. So if you want to introduce yourselves. So
So I'll go first. My name is Andrea Lee. As I said before, I am an engineer. Does anyone know what engineers do? Other than Mark, does anyone know what engineers do? What do they do? Engineers fix cars. Okay, who else? Who else? They build things. Engineers build things. They fix cars for people. Who else? Anyone else know what engineers do? Oh, you're raising your snack. So engineers don't necessarily fix cars. Cars do have engines, but because you fix cars, that does not make you an engineer. That makes you a mechanic. If you fix cars, you're a mechanic. So what engineers do, raise your hand if you love math. Anyone who love maths? Maths. So all the math lovers. Good job, good job. Raise your hand if you love science. Raise your hand if you love science. Well, I'm glad the girls love science. All the girls have raised their hands. So the short of what engineers do, engineers use math and science to solve problems. That's what engineers do. They use math and science to solve problems. So for example, if you want to build a bridge across the Riley River, an engineer would design that bridge, and then the builders would actually build the bridge. So what the engineers do with the design, they use math and science to develop the bridge, to design it so that when cars go over the bridge does not collapse. So that's an example of what engineers do. Engineers design airplanes. Let me see your hand if you've ever been in an airplane. Good. Engineers design cars. I know you've driven in cars. It's the engineers who actually do the work, the designs, and then the cars are manufactured or the planes are manufactured. And so that's the short of what engineers do. Any questions? Raise your hand if you want to be an engineer when you grow up. All right, I'll turn the mic back. So that's a little bit about what I did or what I do. So I'm going to turn it over to Shirlene Heath Mason, who happened to be my cousin. So go ahead.
Good morning, students. I am so happy to be here with you. So as far as career, I'm a risk manager, right? Does anybody have any idea what a risk manager is? A risk manager. So I work for a large bank, right? I work in the financial services industry, and I work for a bank that's the fourth largest bank in the United States. And my job as a risk manager is to make sure or to identify where there are risks in the processes within the bank and to help the business prevent anything from going wrong. So let's say, for example, you want to go to the beach, right? What could potentially go wrong if you want to go to the beach? What could potentially go wrong? You can drown, exactly. That's a risk, right? So going to the beach, you're taking a risk because you could potentially drown, right? What else could go wrong if you're going to the beach? What else could go wrong? You can get lost, exactly, right? That's another risk, right? What else? Exactly, right? You can get lost in the middle of the ocean, right? So my job is to identify where there are risks, right? And to help the business mitigate the risk from actually materializing, right? Happening, right? So what can you do to prevent yourself from drowning if you go to the beach? What can you do to prevent yourself from drowning? Okay. Yes, that's right. What else can you do? What else can you do to prevent yourself from drowning if you're going to the beach? you can wear a floaty, right? A life vest, right? So what that's called is a control, right? So the control that we put in place is to make sure, is to prevent you from drowning, for example. So putting on a life vest, right, will prevent you from drowning, right? So that's a risk and a control, right? So what I want you to think about as you go throughout your day-to-day lives is, right, what can go wrong as you go throughout your day-to-day, right? And what can you do to help prevent those things from going wrong, right? So my job as a finance person, right, is to look at the business. We're dealing with millions and millions of dollars, right? So my job at the bank is to make sure all those monies that's going in and out of the bank, right, that there is no risk, or at least identify what the risks are and help the business to put controls in place to prevent something from going wrong, right? Because no bank wants to lose millions of dollars, right? So that's my job.
In our in-school years, I teach English. At night, I'm a recording engineer and a DJ, all right? So, my job, yeah, I know, right? That sounds like two completely different kinds of things, right? It's like, how do you do that? But let me tell you how. For one thing, finishing your education will always help you get those opportunities where you could go out and do whatever you want to do, all right? That's the first thing. When it comes to finding a job or finding work to do, you got to find the thing that you enjoy, that you really love. Right? So whether it's solving problems as an engineer or like me solving sound problems as a sound engineer in the studio to make sure that the artists I work with get the best sound. Or in my job as a DJ to make sure that, you know, I'm doing what I need to do as a selector, to make sure that the records sound good, to make sure that the people are on their feet and doing everything that it takes to get the next gig. So, why a teacher? Because of you. I'm from the United States, but I went to elementary school just like you guys, in a classroom with guys that all look like us. And we knew that it was really important where I came from, in the ghettos in Houston, that in order for us to be able to do better, we had to go ahead and finish school. Even if we didn't like it so much all the time. There's always something that you can learn in school that you can latch on to. So what I would tell you guys as you are going forward in your education, always stay curious. Find that thing that you're really good at, that you love to do. Then when you go to work, it won't feel like you're at work. It just feel like you're just doing what you like to do and you're getting paid for it. Thank you.
My name is Shashada Davis. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shashada. That was my husband, Roy. And we're here on vacation because we love coming to Jamaica. And this is also our 10th anniversary. So we came here 10 years ago. So we were very excited. We even moved our trip back, or moved it early a day so we could come and participate because it's very important. So what do I do for a living? As Mr. Davis said, you have to find something that you love, and once you do that, you never work a day again in your life. So I really liked math and science in school. I wanted to be a doctor, and then I decided, I don't want to do that. But what I really enjoyed was computers. And so I started out as maybe a little bit older than you, maybe 14, playing with computers, programming. And so I went to college and I majored in science, and I also took programming classes. So jump forward many years, I spent most of my time working at companies creating software, programs that they use to do whatever business that they have. But recently, the thing that I want to talk about to you guys is I took a new job in a company that makes games for the mobile phone. So I'm sure you guys use computers and iPhones and Androids and tablets. And the company I work for, we build games for kids to play on their computer. So what I will tell you guys, if you use the phone and you like the phone and you use things and you're very good at it, you can do that for a living. And some people start very early, a little bit older than you guys, making programs and selling them. And so there are kids a little bit older than you that start and have their own businesses making games and things on the phone. So just keep your eyes open, stay curious, and I will tell you that there's a lot of opportunity for you guys to work in computers and technology. And a lot of times you can work from here. So you don't have to go different places like you used to and find a job. You can work remotely and work from home and still get paid very well doing something that you love. So just keep curious, and if you find things that you like and enjoy, you can continue to do that.
Ready? Joel Bryan, Data Center Infrastructure Management. Wagwan. Wagwan. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yes, I'm a banter. Don't worry. But so to explain what I do. Telephone, right? Everybody knows this. Everybody has one in their house or something. Or you watch TVs. So the information in here is not really in here, right? It's on here, but it's stored somewhere else. That somewhere else is in a big building called a data center. That's where all the information about everything that you ever searched on the internet is stored. My job is to make sure that never fails, so that your information is always there whenever you want to find it. So I started out as software test engineer. A lot of similarities up here. I used to test another field you could go into. If you like playing video games, you could test video games for a living, right? These people that create these games on your phone, they look for you to find ways to break it. And as you sit in these chairs, please understand that the future is yours. Take full advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. Miss Charlene was a student just like you sitting in those chairs. And so was I in another school in Jamaica. And opportunities came and we took advantage. So please listen to your teachers. More importantly, listen to your parents and continue your education to let it take you as far as it can. Thank you.
Huh? Okay, so I'm Mark Chambers. I am a systems engineer for the world's largest privately held security company, ForcePoint. I'm also the husband of Andrea Lee. And friends with everyone in this room. So you guys are all my friends. All right? So like everyone else here, I started out, well, I didn't start here in Hanover. I actually started out in Linstead, well, Banbury, which is a little district off of Linstead. So born here, went to Victoria Principal as a youth, left in '82, and now I come back quite regularly. I was good in math, good in science, so I picked up engineering like most folks. Every job that you heard described, I did at one point. I wrote code. I built and tested cell phones. I still play with cell phones on and off. I manage a data center. I've managed data centers for the largest telecoms in the US. So Sprint, Cable and Wireless, AT&T. I've done all of that. I built, there's a joke by a lot of folks that says I built the internet. I didn't build the internet, but I was around when it started. So when it became public and everybody started buying and selling services, I was there. So Now what I do is I help secure systems for countries and governments. So it's a lot to say I help reduce the risk of attack, but that's kind of what I do. It is not a child-friendly conversation, but I don't know why my wife made me do it. My wife made me do it. But what you can do when you grow up is to stay hungry for technology. Don't just use your phone. Try to understand how your phone works. Don't just use your computer. Try to understand how your computer works. Try to understand how things communicate in your age. How you can send a message and it just shows up on somebody else's phone. Understand how it got from your phone to the next phone to the next phone and all the steps in between. If you can stay hungry for that technology, you will be invaluable in the future. Or you could be a cell phone user. Take your pick.
First, let me apologize to be arrived late. It's beyond my control. We know we lost one of our colleagues last week, and this morning while there, another one took sick in the guard room. As the welfare officer for the parish, I have to do all run up and down. I have to go to the hospital. Went back into a meeting with the assistant commissioner, could not leave. So I'm so sorry to just being here. So on behalf of the management and board of the Middlesex Hanover Primary School, I'm the chairman, principal, parents, student. It is the honor of me to say thank you first, to greet you well, Blue Paloma Blue, Mr. and Mrs. Chambers, Shirlene, and all the other friends who invite and take time out to come. It's indeed an honor just to see they choose Middlesex Primary to be their first charity program to donate back to the community. You know, education is the key. And you cannot go forward without education. And for Andrea, who used to sit in the same classroom, know all the troubles, all the good, and to select this school with my help to donate back to them along with Shirley. They all run this school compound. We all do. We remember the days when they were building that wall. We were the first one to run on that wall right there. Andrea and Shirley and myself, we were the sets when that wall built. So it's indeed an honor to say thank you, and I charge parents child will be a representative to take this an opportunity and to be grateful that somebody is going to assist you to go back to school in whatsoever means it may be. And I hope that you'll see it as a motivation that when you go, you will see to help somebody else as you go along the way. Thank you.
I'd like to recognize is Mr. Dakari Patterson. Dakari. And this certificate of scholarship, it acknowledges Dakari Patterson, and we're recognizing him for his outstanding achievement as the top scoring boy at Middlesex Hanover Primary School. Thank you. The scholarship amount that's been awarded to Mr. Dakari Patterson is $20,000. That is to assist him with his school. Thank you. There's a folder. Yes. So since we're awarding a top boy, then we must award a top girl. Go girls! Let me get a hand clap for girls and for smart girls. So with this award, we'd like to acknowledge Hovelin, I may pronounce her name wrong, Hovelin Brissett. She's been recognized for outstanding achievement as top scoring girl at Middlesex Hanover Primary School. I have two more awards, and this one is going to be based on a game of chance. Do you know what that means? What's a game of chance? Come on, students. What's a game of chance? Huh? If you're lucky, what's your name? Huh? Jafari. Jafari says a game of chance is if you're lucky. Are you feeling lucky today? Who is feeling lucky? Raise your hand. Jafari is feeling lucky. So we have all your names. All 39 names in this bag. All 39 names. Are we ready? Are we ready? Who do you want to do the drawing? Among my friends, who would you like to do the drawing? Or is there a student? Huh? Who would like to do the drawing? DJ volunteering to do the drawing, right? Are you ready? Are you ready? Middlesex, are you ready? Are you ready to win? All right, all right, all right. This is big. This is really big. You ready? All right.
Selector. All right. Kemar Goins.
Goins.
Goins. I'm sorry.
Kemar Goins. Where is Kemar?
All right. Aaliyah Nelson.
Where's Aaliyah? Aaliyah! All right, so Aaliyah, do you want to hear what you win? All right, I'm going to read you a letter, okay? And we're going to tell you what you win. Dear Aaliyah, in remembrance of her grandfather, Selvin Lee, and the entire Lee family, we donate this scholarship in the amount of $30,000 intended to assist you with your educational expenses. Selvin Lee was born in Balk District and was raised by his single mother, Estella Jackson. He spent most of his life in Rose Hill, and he passed away in 1976. He was a farmer who grows a variety of produce as well as sugarcane in Eaton. He is fondly remembered for making the best ice cream that he would walk and sell between Rose Hill and Middlesex. Every child was excited to eat Selvin Lee's ice cream on Sundays. So many have poured so much into his children, growing up between Balk and Mount Pleasant. Many of his children and grandchildren and other family members have attended this same school, Middlesex Corner Primary, which forms part of the foundation of who we are today. Our hope for you is that this scholarship will help you continue your academic studies and to go on to do great things. That will not only benefit yourself, but will also benefit your family and your community. On behalf of the Selvin Lee and Family Scholarship Fund, we wish you great success. And then it tells you how to collect your award, okay? All right, let's give Aaliyah a hand clap. All right, so give this to your mommy, okay? There you go.
Oh, but you guys are so soft-spoken and sweet.
Yeah, all right, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go.
All right, let's see whose name I got. All right. I have DeJuan Bryant. Did I say your first name right? DUJHAUN.
DeJuan.
Oh, DeJuan. I teach a lot of his family.
Is DeJuan here?
DeJuan Bryant.
Not here.
Oh, not here.
Oh. All right. I have Anelia Elliott. Elliott.
It's a girl. It's the look of the draw. draw. It's a luck of the draw.
This award, in remembrance of Mrs. Violet Taylor, commonly known as Miss T, our Sister G, we donate this scholarship the amount of $30,000 intended to assist you with your educational expense. Miss Violet Taylor was a woman of character, strong morals and values, and was a mentor to many. Her kindness and generosity had no boundaries. Miss Taylor was very community-spirited and was involved in her church. Mrs. Taylor served at Middlesex Hanover Primary School for several terms as a member of the Board of Governors. Mrs. Taylor was a Justice of the Peace and was the recipient of several awards for her contribution to community development. It is therefore fitting the Violet Taylor Scholarship to be awarded in her honor. To receive your award, please contact, and they will deal with this part. All right, so this award is, what's her name?
Onelia Elliott.
Is granted to Onelia Elliott.
Everyone else, we do have your school supplies. All the supplies that your school told us that you would need to go back to school. Unfortunately, the supplies are still at the wharf. Unfortunately, but they should be here today. So the reason you were filling out that form is so we can have your number. So once we put the kits together, we'll call you and we'll either deliver the bag to you or you'll pick them up from us in Lucy. So what we'll give you today, so you don't go out and buy anything else for school, before you see what we will be providing you, we have the list by grade level. So we are going to give you the form just so you can see what we will be providing. They all will include a backpack and whatever the school said you needed for a particular grade level for the child. So we're going to go down the list and we're just going to hand you the form. And as soon as the goods are in, we'll package them up, the kits, and we'll call you. So make sure you give us the correct phone number. I hope you gave us the correct phone number, but I think we'll find you anyway to deliver it to you or for you to pick it up in Lucy. Okay? Start reading the names, and as we read your name, you come up and you collect the printout that has the list of school supplies that we will provide by grade level. Okay? All right, so first name, Sashika Davis. Is that how you pronounce her name? S-A...
Jesus, we lift your name on high, your name on high, be lifted high. Come on, say. Jesus, we lift your name on high, your name on high, be lifted high. Say. Jesus, we lift your name on high, your name on high, hey. Lift it up. Jesus, we lift your name on high. Here we go! Everybody clap your hands!
Okay, we want to, as we would want to thank Blue Paloma, Lucy Hanover, Blue Paloma Cares. Want to thank you. Andrea and I have a long history. We went to overseas together. And she is also a past student of Middlesex Hanover Primary School. And I want to thank her and her foundation for coming and sharing with us and with our students, because we all have to give back, and it's a form of showing that we care. So as you know, I'm Denise Hudson. I'm the grade 2 teacher here. And we have with us, we have Mrs. Cameron from grade 4. She's also a past student. We have Miss Chambers, and she's grade 1. We have Miss Grant. She is grade 3. We have our guidance counselor, Mrs. Brown. Is there any teacher I missed? Any teacher I missed that's here today? No. So we are glad to be here, to be a part of the presentation. Our principal, Mrs. Dawkins, she's in the office. All right?
She was very kind in, helping us select the children and putting the list together. We wanted all sorts of manner of things, and she was very generous with her time in getting it done. So we just want to say thank you for all that you did to help us put this event together.
Thank you. Good afternoon. And I want to say thank you to the Blue Palmora Cares, Lucy. Your team has been awesome this morning. I'm sitting there and I am feeling a little bit jealous. And I'll tell you why I feel jealous. The feeling of giving is a wonderful feeling. Not the receiving I'm jealous for, but the giving. It's awesome. So I know that our parents and our students really appreciate what you have done this morning. I just want them to put their hands together in appreciation. On behalf of the Middlesex Hanover Primary School, I just want to once more say thank you, and we really, really, really appreciate it. And I will do this again. I'll make the preparation again. Once it's something good, I am here, and I am readily available. Thank you.
I've been in and out, because although it is said that we are on vacation leave, the principal is still on the job. So I had to be in and out of the office, all right? So I've been hearing the name Andrea. Since morning I've been able to identify her, but I do not know the others. I guess before you leave here, I'll meet you, all right? So I'm Barbara Dawkins, the principal. And yes, I must say that, yes, it's warm outside, right? But it really gives us a warm and fuzzy feeling when we have friends with us. So we are always with open arms, ready to be accepting you, all right? Sorry I wasn't in here to hear all the things that were taking place, but I have already gotten some reports, right? All right, so who should I hand to?
All right. So thank you all so very much. Lunch is on the way. It's literally at the foot of the hill. My name is Andrea Lee. We're Blue Paloma Bread and Breakfast. We're located on East Avenue in Lucy. It's roughly, a little under $1 million, so about 900 and close to $1 million, a little over 900,000. Yes, I love kids and I love helping the community, and especially the communities where I come from. I was a student at this school. I am from this area. My parents are from this area. And I think to whom much is given, much is expected. And I think we all have to reach back and give back. So many people have helped us, my siblings, my family, and we just want to help out where we can. In the group, we have 15 in the group that came with us, most from the United States. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Olivia Mendez. I'm 16, and I'm about to finish my last year of high school next school year. So. The what? Okay, so everyone gets a backpack, and I think everyone gets pencils, paper, and some more specifics like folders. You get colored pencils, crayons for the younger kids, and then coloring books for the younger kids. So it's a lot of supplies. And some for the school too, just in general, like we have some maps. Yeah, just in general for the school and for the students individually. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. That was it. Okay.
What a big man. Introduce yourself.
Mark Chambers, consulting engineer for ForcePoint, Global Governments and Critical Infrastructure.
I notice your group love kids, and they take a lot of goodies down for kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I like about your group? They look for the toddler come right up. And that's what's important, because some people just wait till they reach a high school and college and done before they can recognize. And I'm glad you people recognize them from them small as a toddler.
You have to get them when they're young, because if you get them when they're old, it's too late. You've almost, you've let so many of them either drop out of the system or get caught up in the not haves, right? Where I don't have clothes to go to school, I don't have bags to go to school, I don't have this, I don't have that, so they don't participate as much as they should. So if you invest when they're younger and foster that love for education while they're young, then it's easier for them to go on and do more when they're older. Like, not everybody is fortunate to have, two parents working 2 jobs, especially up in the country, trying to make everything happen. And then, having a brother and sister that can help you through the tough times. So a lot of these kids are either, both the same age or so close in age that, they can't help one another. So it's upon us who have come up that way and have learned from it or had others help us to be able to give back and help in that way.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What I want you to know, just say a few words to the group, as I heard it was 15 a year?
Mm-hmm.
In the group, so just
Man,
a few words and just give a photo.
it's an interesting group of folks, but it just works out that everybody is either in engineering, love maths, love science, in engineering, or kind of like, and I didn't know this today. I didn't know what half of those folks did. So I found out something new about my friends that I did not know. Just everyone kind of has the same background, which is we're problem solvers. That's what it is. Wife gave a great description of what an engineer does, but we're really problem solvers. From a teacher to a recording DJ to a data center engineer to a software programmer, everybody is a problem solver, and that's what this world needs. Not more problems, but more people that can solve the problems. Because there'll always be problems out there, no matter what it is, no matter where it comes from. There's always going to be trials and tribulations. But you need someone that can stand up and say, hey, I can help you solve that problem. And that's what I love about this group of individuals, this group of people. They're all here looking to solve a problem. Whether it's identified or not identified, that's who you have surrounding you today. So, my hats off to them, big up to all of them, love them. Thank them for helping. Thank them for speeding up their vacation and coming to be with us for this event. And thank you for showing up and helping us capture this moment for our organization. And you're an honorary member too, because video engineer is still an engineer.
That's right.
All right. Thank you.